This was the Jamboard practice assignment for 3-3 on function notation. As you can see in the top row, we are given three different functions. We're given an f of x function, a g of x function, and an h of x function. That's just how we're labeling each different function. So I have put each function, the problem that we're using, underneath the function that it relates to make this a little more straightforward. So for number one, f of 2, we want to find the value of the function when x equals 2. So using this function, we're going to substitute the value of x equals 2. So when x equals 2, the value of the function is negative 5. So f of 2 equals negative 5. For the g of x function, we want to evaluate for g of 3. What's the value of the function when x equals 3? So take the g function and substitute the value of x equals 3, and then evaluate. We get 10, so g of 3 equals 10. Last up, we want to find when h of x equals 10, we want to find the value of x. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to set the h of x function equal to 10 and then solve for x. Because we know the value of the function, we know that y value, we don't know the x value. So we have to solve for it. That's the h of x function. We want to set it equal to 10. And now we have to solve this equation. So first we have to add 2 to both sides. Some of you might want to eliminate the fraction. That's fine. You need to multiply all three terms by 3. But solving this two-step equation by multiplying by the reciprocal is also a relatively simple option. (12 over 2 is 6 over 1. 6 times 3 is 18. That means h of 18 equals 10. Okay, always try to end the problems back in function notation to kind of cap off the problem. Now 4 and 5 are using the graph above to first evaluate the function when x equals 2, and then to find what x value gives us a f of x value of 0. So for f of 2, so that's like saying we know that x equals 2, but what does y equal? So let's find the value where x equals 2. This graph here, we have an open point and a closed point, so we know we're using that closed point because anytime a point is shaded in, filled in, that means that can be a solution. So this point here is 2, 1. X equals 2, y equals 1. So that's the value of the function. F of 2 equals 1. Now f of x equals 0, so this time we know the value of y, but we don't know the value of x. So we want to find the points where y equals 0 on the graph above. So y equals 0 on the x-axis. And so there are several points on this graph where the y value equals 0. This first point here is the point 2, 0. See, that y value is 0. The next point we have is this point 3.5, 0. Next time we have 4.5, 0. And we have 6, 0. So any one of those could be the x values. So the possible options are f of 2 equals 0 because of that 0.20. F of 3.5 equals 0. F of 4.5 equals 0. And f of 6 equals 0. Okay, again, the value inside is the value for x. What the function is equal to, what f of x is equal to, that's the value for y. That's it for the Jamboard practice assignment on 3-3 function notation.